Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Howie, and I'm here to help you win with money. Today is Monday, March 1st. Start of week number 9 and the 1st of March, a new month. As you can see, the markets are green and it's green by 2% on all the indexes. So this is a good start for this week to make up for the horrible week most people had last week. There's a couple things that I need to do first. Some of my limit orders already went, but I have some other trades that I need to put in. The first one is Rocket. You can see that it's up by 9% today. So is this drop in value. You can see that I originally got a 122 for it, and today is at 46. There's a couple things I can do. If you roll it to the same week and move it up, you can see how you can collect more money for it. Or another way you can do this is short it up even one more week, so you can still collect 17 cents, but I'll have an extra week of movement. So if this thing moves, you can always trade it, so you can still make money with the next week. So it gives you more flexibility. Some people like to just roll it to the same week and collect the 61. But the problem with that is I like to shorten the time frame when you're on the right side of the trade. So I prefer to do something like this. So let's put this one in. I'm okay with collecting, let's say $18 or $19, because I'm shortening up this trade. I'm putting it closer to market. It just needs to hold stable to the end of the week, and I'm okay with that. If I'm wrong, I roll it back into the future. But for right now, we'll collect the profits first. So this is a way where you can use rolling in your advantage. The markets are up. This is a cash secure put. So I'm betting, again, I don't lose unless the stock goes down. I'm going to select my other option. You see I have two of them. I'm going to select the one that's even further away with a little bit more time. I'm going to hit the roll button and do the same thing. Let's bring it closer to where we're at in the market. So we got to move it up in price. This one's saying if I move it up, I'm reducing it by 3 weeks. And I'm moving it a little bit under here. I'll still collect a credit, and that's what I want to do. So I can spread out my risk a little bit, move things up, collect some money. This one I'm going to try to do it for 20 cents and see can I grab the difference here. Maybe let's try 22 or something like that. This one I may want to let it ride for a few, more than a day or two. We'll see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen. Just another limit order. And if you look in the confirmation, it just went across right now. I collected my difference. So that's one trade across. This one did not go across yet. The one where I'm shortening it up. Let's see what the price is. Maybe I just need to move it down a little bit. Let's try 14 cents and see if that will go. We'll give it a shot. And it did not. I may leave that one open and I'll look for another trade. And I have Rocket again in a different portfolio. So let's do it one more time. You don't have to be a genius. You see this one is even further out in the future. So this one you may not get as much if you're moving it up. Okay, let me test this out and see if this is right. It wasn't right. You see I changed a few things. The numbers went back to more normal looking numbers. So let me put that trade in. And you will see it here. There you go. That one is in. Let me just check if anything else went across. It did not. Let me look for something else to trade. The next thing I want to look at is this SPY here. You see that I opened this one up for a short-term trade. And you can see that over here on the 17th. And then I have another one that I open up here. There's 7 of these. There's some other ones that I have open for April. So the first thing I want to do is let's hit the close button. It's going to load up all the SPYs. And what I care about is the one with the number 2 on here. So you just hit this, that, and this. Hit the close button. And you'll see the cost is 61. It's for debit. So now let me show you why I keep track of this on the spreadsheet. This particular one is this one here. And I'm thinking about closing it. So let's mark it a different color. And there's 15 days left. Today is March 1st. And this is 15 days. Obviously, if you reduce some of the weekends, it's a little bit shorter. I collected, and here's the, let me see what the price is right now. The price is $3.89. So let's just plug that in, 389. This will update all my colors, and if it flip-flops between the mid, you see that? So now everything is, and obviously this one is wrong, it should be red up here. Obviously the formula is wrong, but the other ones were. This one, if you just look at what this means, I collected 107. I can close it today for 61 or 64. So if you plug in 64 over here, it's telling you I would make a $43 profit on the 2, and my profit margin will hit a 40% marker. And there's 9 days in the trade because I knew what day I opened it up, and so I was 9 days in the trade. This is how much profit you make per day, which is simple formula. It's the total profit divided by the number of days. And if you divide it for each contract, I'm making $2 a day per contract. Not a lot of money, but it is $40 profit in my pocket. So that's what I want to do. Let's switch back to ETrade and put in the trade. You go into here. We'll try it for 61 at first. Most likely you're gonna have to sell it for 63 or 64 cents. And then we can close this position out, and I'll mark it as closed. So we'll do this. And then I'll talk about the one with the 7 contracts. I did a trade last week or previous about why I didn't close it. I wanted to wait for some time to pass. This one is not going to go, which I expected not to go. It will move once I move up to 62 or 63 cents. Let's move it to 62. You can see the market is dipping a little. So 62 should be good enough. Oh, it went back to 63. This is why markets are very dynamic and fluid. And there you go. And you will see here's my SPY. You see the rocket trades. You will see the other rocket trades and some other stuff that I did today using limit order. But I wanted to show you SPY, which means this is now closed. This blue one is now closed. I don't need a formula on the date here. See, once they're closed, I remove the formula so the date don't change. And the profit margin is locked in. This is finalized. I think I got it at 62 or 63. I don't remember. But it was under 64. So what that's good is it pushed this up, makes my numbers a little bit higher. What I'm going to do is just copy these things out and move it into my close tab, which is over here. So for the next thing I want to do is let's look at this 7 contract SPY with 18 days left. And I went here and I found it here. You see this, March 19th. The first thing you want to do is hit the close button and see how much it's going to cost me. So worst case scenario is $34. And if you go scroll down to here, find that row. I collected 113. $34 is what it's telling me right now. That's 69% profit. And this was a very unrisky. You can see how much premium I collected up front, which is only 9%, less than 9% of the width, which is really small. So it was a very low risk bet, but you can see I monetized most of it. And you can see how much money you made per day. It's about $3 per day, but I had 7 contracts. So really what you're making is this little, 43 cents a day, which is less than $1 a day, but it's okay because let's end it. And what that's telling me is if I close it for 34, my profit is here, $79 for about 20, again, it's about for 20 days, 26 days of having it. It's not much, but it's again, I'm trying to just duplicate this over and over. I'm going to use 32 right now and try to get it in. Let's see what happens first before I move it up. Hit another button. I'm going to move it up to 33 cents instead, 1 penny. And then I may move it up one more time. Here you go. It went across at 34. You see the 7 contracts. I'm just going to go in here and then just mark it as 34 so I know. 34. So it's already at 34. The last thing I got to do is mark this as a close and get rid of the formula. It's 18 days remaining. For these, I don't need to close it. I don't need to force these because you see how much room I have? I have $30 on the upside to go. So these are fine. So now what I want to do is just remove some of these and then create some new positions. So the first thing I'm going to do is look at the probabilities. And so here you see I selected the 39 days away, April 9. I'm looking at something like this. It's a 11 delta or negative 11 delta with a 2.5% chance of being in the money. So that's a really low probability bet again. And again, I'm betting for a downside risk because the markets are uncertain. On the upside, I'm going to go with a higher probability. So I'm probably going to look at something like this. It's still an 8 delta, but it's a 12% chance of happening. So it's a 415. What that will look like is something like this, and I'll just hit the refresh quote. It's not a lot of premium because you see this is only less than 10% of the whip. But the the point of that is I have a higher chance of making money regardless of what I do. So I may do something like this, and because I know I'm going to make money, I can do 7 contracts and collect $600 today. Let's put that in. Which replaces the one that I just sold. Because remember, I just sold 7 contracts. Maybe I can do 8 contracts because I already made money on the last one. So that's sort of the go, is every time you do this, you can add a few more contracts. Well, not every time, but after you win 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times, you have enough profit to now add another contract and up the profit a little bit. But I'm going to do it slowly. I'm not going to always up it directly. I've been trading. I've been learning that SPYs are a lot easier to manage because you're playing an index, and playing single tickers are much harder. Now, obviously, you get a little bit less premium playing something safer, but I'm okay with that. It's a little bit easier to play. You don't have to be a genius to make money doing this method. So I just want an easier way to play and make profit without doing too much work. So that's what I'm trying to do. And my 7 contract just went across, but I got a little bit less than I wanted. I think I got 96 for it. So I just put it in here. It's listed in my tracker, and I'll leave that there. I don't want to do another SPY. I want to wait a few days and see it. I have to be more disciplined in staggering them out a little bit. So I have a few more options. You see here, this one have plenty of time. It's far away. I'm gonna let that go a little bit more. But you see how these two are at the same time. So I wanna try to stagger them a little bit better next time. So that's what I'm trying to learn. Okay, that concludes this video of opening and closing some of my iron condors on SPY. This video is a little bit longer than I wanted, but at least you can understand how I do it, what I'm doing. I'm doing very safe and conservative bets. Again, I'm just trying to make a little bit of money on each trade and a little bit each day. And it's the consistency and how often I can repeat the success is really my key, which is a little bit different from other players. Other people love the making 100%, 200%. It's a little bit different, and each trader has an ability to trade the way they like. With that being said, please comment below. Let me know what's happening this week. What trades are you looking forward to in the month of March? A lot of people are trying to change their positions and selling some of the big winners and moving into value or maybe defensive plays. And with that being said, don't forget to share this with any of your friends or family or people that you know or in the forum that may benefit from this. We can do this together. We can do this $1 at a time. Have a profitable day. Bye-bye.